Today's video will be exclusive for those who I most interact with. Uh, Either you are somebody who is a student thinking of his higher education in Europe, or you are somebody who is a mid career professional or early career professional thinking of some higher education so that he can further grow in his career. So with these two requirements, uh, I will try to give you my inputs, and I think I'm very rightly placed to do so. If you are either of these two people, early or mid-career person looking for a higher education in Europe, or a student thinking of higher education in Europe, I have some. Let's continue. For the rest, my broken happy philosophical friends today, I don't won't have much. But yes, coming back to the category. So once you think of migration and higher education, the first thing that comes to your head is the educational consultant or agent, or it's unfortunate that there is a negative connotation associated to this term. However, these people are doing and doing a service that they should be paid for, either by the institute or by you. We are not going into that. There are gray areas to both parties, and there are arguments on both sides. That's not today's topic. Today's topic is you. So before you go to somebody and ask help, I think you should ask yourself several questions. And before you ask yourself several questions, let's design your trajectory. That what do you plan in your education or your immigration. First, before we plan, please make these points. First, we need to think of sponsor. Second, your application, where to go, what to study, admission, how to do it, visa, degree, job, and a career. Anything that anything that does not associate to these five things is secondary. If you are making that primary, then that's a pitfall, that's a mistake that will hurt you in longer term. So only most important things are, I repeat. First, you need to think of a sponsor, application, where to study, what to study, your admission process, your visa process, your degree, what degree you will study, what job you will do, where will you do, and what kind of career you will build. Okay. So, and these all questions are interconnected, and once you answer them honestly, it will help you. It will help you in every step. So, let's start. Sponsor. If you are from the South Asia, which I most interact with, or even for anywhere in the globe for that matter, you need to think of who will sponsor the education. Do you have your own savings? Very good. This step does not concern you much. Second, are you thinking of an education loan? If you are thinking of an education loan, try to talk to your banker. And one tip I am giving most of the times, Indian banks, they will ask you, or Asian banks, they will favor the top 1,000 universities. I have a direct experience from the students, and they say that some of the times the bankers ask, okay, show us the rankings of your universities, if it is among top 1,000. So if it is in top 1,000, very good. If not, top 500, good. Let's be practical here. If I say top 100, everybody wants to go there, but it's sometimes virtually impossible because of the competition. So let's say we stay in top 1,000. Second, application. In this application, let's say, which country do you want to study, and this is very important, because your whole budget, your tuition fee, your savings, your loan amount, everything depends on it. So let's say you go to a university where the tuition fee is low, but the living expenses are so high. We have to consider that element too. And if you ask my opinion, if you might ask my opinion, in ideal situation, you should have enough money in your pocket before leaving home to cover your whole degree, with zero support from the part-time job. Let me come back to it. I know many of you will think that it's absurd. Every student covers his part times. That could be true for some cases, but I have solid reasons for it, and the reasons I will give in the later stages and in later steps of the process. So you choose a university, you choose a country, and you find right amount of money through loan or through your own sources, and then we start the admission process. The next expense comes through the admission process. Let me tell you, you are coming to the West, Europe, US, or UK. There is nothing that you cannot do by yourself. It might take more time, more research, but this is the step where you can simply do try a bit harder, send a couple of more emails. As much as I know, sending an email does not cost you anything, and if you send 10 emails, I'm sure somebody will respond and will help you out. So this is the admission process thing. In this admission process thing, you can easily save this money. If you are especially in the tight budget, you can save money with consultants and others by shooting more emails. Of course, you will spend, let's say, 50 more hours than an average candidate. You won't be relaxed like otherwise somebody will be if he goes through a agency or a consultant. But in your case, if you want to save that money, which will be very well used and which will be your financial padding while you will reach there, so yes, it makes sense to spend those 50, 60 extra hours, try extra hard, and do your homework, try to do the whole process by yourself. In this world of internet, when you know English, when you can send emails, believe me, you don't need anybody, and you can easily save this money, which can later be used in your living expenses if you want to. On the contrary, if you have enough funds and deep pockets, okay, go for it. There are peoples, that is also an economy that should be supported, but we are talking about the minimal resources for the person who has just sufficient to migrate, or a little less than that. So for you, write emails, messages, contacts. You will find your way out. Believe me, you will find your way out. Just Google a bit more. Just send a couple of more emails. Somebody is always listening. It might take more time, but you can do it. I again repeat, you can do it. There are students who manage to do their application process by themselves, and they are significant in number. It's not rarity. You don't need to be a genius to do that. You have enough resources to do it by yourself, so do it. My advice is, do it. The money you have, you will otherwise spend in agencies, and or others can be used later on in other expenses, for example, living expenses. Third, admission process. Email. Everybody speaks English. There is internet across the globe. You can do it. Visa. See, for visa, you need to be very careful about few things. First, we have a South Asian concept of gap year. See, until or unless you did not disappear uh, into the jail, or some crime that's globally unaccepted, there's nothing called gap year. If you must be doing something, you must be working somewhere. So that is not your gap. You were working, you had a work experience. So line that up, prepare those documents, whatever you were doing, even if you took a year gap year to learn some skill. So if you want to take something from this video, don't use the term gap year. It's your work experience, and it's very common for people to be working for few years and then try for higher education. So yes, there's no gap year until or unless it is not an absolute gap year. So especially for those who look for master's degree or higher degrees, gap year does not make any sense to me. Okay. So visa, all the embassies have their websites, documents are there, and there are, I think in Facebook there are groups, join those groups. There are groups on Telegrams, and find Google, shoot emails. It's very easy to find the name of university. Most of the time students on social media, they say, okay, I'm going there, so they can help you. But you need to be proactive. You need to take the initiative. You cannot just sit and relax and think somebody will come and help me. You can manage this whole process by yourself, including visa. And this is where the most important thing comes. You might think that getting visa is most important, but that's wrong approach. Right approach is, once you land in a country, you get yourself enrolled. This is where the struggle starts, because our goal was to come here, fly abroad, get a degree, and if you are the first time or a fresher, you will get your first job. And this job cannot be any job. It needs to be the job with the right description. If the job description is not fine or not in line with your planned career, it's useless. Believe me, it's useless. If you think that you will just do any job, then what are you planning for? Does your job has a 10-year career, or is it what you are planning to do? For example, let me give you a very nice example. Let's say, uh, You are a early career student, early career professional, and you did, let's say, 5 years or 6 years in one industry A, and then all of a sudden you say, okay, let's do get some management education, and I'll go back to industry A again. So any experience that you did not do in industry A is irrelevant to you. So finding any job is one thing, but finding the job and building a career is different thing. That's why I say you really need to be very, very attentive in your university. Otherwise, in longer term, it will hurt you. It will hurt you for sure. If you did not plan everything out, then it will hurt you. So degree is most important. What you are going to study is really important. For example, management is a degree that can be easily defended for anyone. Okay, if you fail to get any specialization, go in management. If you fail to if you are from social sciences and you want to do a PhD or higher studies in social science, you should tell yourself that you don't need to tell yourself. You just go and Google. Are there enough jobs in the field that degree I'm going to do, especially in Europe? For some jobs, you need the local language. It doesn't make any sense for the, let's say, public relation officer to not to speak the local language. Or if you are somebody who your job involves a lot of interaction with the public, sales, marketing. I mean, how will you market a product if you cannot speak your if you can speak or if you don't speak your customer's language? So think about it, that which industry I'm going to do it. Another tip: mostly in Europe, even if you come here, you will be finding your job online, and you will need references. So activate your LinkedIn. Look there who is working, where is working. So references will be most important. And if you can find the job related to your skill sets right now, then it is a country worth to go. Otherwise, don't go. If there are no jobs online, and somebody might fall to the idea and that, oh, all you need is one job. No, you need a job market. You need a job industry. If there is no industry, you will not be able to switch. You won't be able to get better money because that industry does not exist. So your job description will suffer. You will have to compromise in job description. And if not the and if does not happen there, please, of course, you will we are considering the mobility. You can always switch countries, you can always switch carriers, but that does not happen on entry level. We are talking about 5 years down the career. 5 years in one industry, you have some experience. Now we can think of in a mid career stage, you will find some international offers. So just again, if you are going to do a degree, try to find which industry I will work. Google it, job market, everything. If there are jobs with the job description that you want. If no, no, we are not going. We're better at home rather than going and investing the time. And in job, and that's why I say the degree is important. The university is also important. The university is important. For example, a private university is always less valued in the job market, especially where the public education system is strong. If not, you can think of your own home. The people are same everywhere. The people from public universities, they are more respected. The universities are old. Their infrastructure is old. They know what to teach, how to teach. And again, ask uh, if the university is translation based university uh, or sometimes they don't have enough international students. So this could be one very good indicator that you ask somebody to sorry you ask somebody, or you find social media if you have enough seniors, if somebody graduated is working somewhere. So this could be really important homework that you should do before just jumping. While um, while coming back, I think I should also think of the part-time jobs. Part-time jobs are important, especially if you are tight in budget. Think of part-time jobs. So I think we have covered everything: the job description, the degree important. Don't do any random degree which will not have any job market, especially for those who might consider going back to the home. In that case, you should also consider the equivalency requirement. Equivalency is whenever you do an international degree, you come back home and you get a certificate from local authorities that what your degree is equivalent to. Thank you. And I know it's a long talk, but I'm closing today's talk with